Today is another day, and it's about the trailer. I have to get certain things ready. I made some phone calls about the thickness of the lumber and finding out that I'll do this over. And what I'm getting ready is I have to, and I had to, and I did too, make some phone calls based on the thickness of the lumber that I'm trying to buy. Based on the lumberyard, and I'm not talking about Home Depot or Lowe's, I'm talking about real lumber yards that have better product than what you would find at, say, Home Depot. Finding out that the thickness of what I'm looking for is probably going to be relative to the average thickness, which is about 1.5 inches, 1 5/8. And the reason why I needed to know that is because I need to put a ledge on this particular spot of the trailer and one on the inside, so that when the wood is placed, and I also have to put one in here on this 6-inch C-channel. So no different than this, I'm going to have a piece in here so that even though it's going to be screwed down, I have to have support underneath this edge here. So I started with it. I started putting the angles in here. But the next thing I had to do, I had to get some information for my good friend that's helping me from ML Metalworks. It's not M&L, it's ML Metalworks. He's been on my video before. He's the one that's been helping me. He gets the material for me. And he's coming tomorrow morning first thing. In the meantime, we needed to get some measurements for the front for the setup for the gooseneck. So we're going to travel that way, and we're going to go to the gooseneck section, and I'm going to show you what I need to be doing. I believe you can see this I-beam, and I have it clamped to get references on measurements. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you this way. And I think then you'll have a better view of that I-beam. I do believe so. Yes, this I-beam right here. There's going to be another one on the opposite side. That's another piece that I'm waiting for. So I had to take measurements for the webbing or the bracing that's going to go here at an angle. And in order to do that, I needed to set this piece up so that I can get an accurate measurement so I can send him what we're going to need for tomorrow. So I figured 20 inches up, which comes to roughly here, and 24 inches out, but at an angle. I can't put it this way, it would interfere with my decking. But going here at an angle, as they have done it, and I've seen it done, 24 inches is sufficient, which then from point to point will be 32 inches. Then we need another piece for going forward for the part that comes out and dips down to the gooseneck setup. I took the liberty of drawing and giving a rough scale so I can send them a picture of these two pieces here. So he would have an idea of what's going on. Even though he knows what's going on, it'll be fresh in his memory when he needs to stamp those out for me, because he has the metalworking shop, and it'd be a lot easier than taking the torch to him. His place be a nice clean cut. So what I have to do is I want to make sure that the deck, this trailer, is level both ways. North to south, east to west. See the level here, and right now I have a jack under it. Because it's sitting on, older pallets, it's not perfect, it's nowhere near perfect, but I had to jack it up. And right now it sits level from the front of the trailer to the back of the trailer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to support underneath the I-beam that goes from the front of the trailer, and it goes back 2, 4, 6 feet back. I'm going to support underneath it. So I'm going to move the camera around and show you. Okay. Believe you can see this. Hope you can see that. And yeah, you can see that. I got a jack underneath there. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take a section of the telephone pole, and I already measured underneath the I-beam to the concrete is 19 inches. So I'm going to cut a 19-inch piece off that telephone pole over there, and then prop it underneath there. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side so that it's level going both ways. So I'm going to start this up and hopefully do a square cut as square as I can possibly humanly cut it, and hope that some of the metal that is in this pole doesn't interfere with it. It's got a pretty good flush cut right here, so I'm going to try right here, because I don't have my jack stands are being used somewhere else, so I figured I'd just make these. They're pretty stout. They're probably 8 inches to 9 inches in diameter, which I think will work out well. Let's see. Yep, just a little over 8, 8 1/4. And I believe that'll be sufficient, hopefully, because it's got stability down at the other end. So let's see what happens here. So that's that. That's one piece. I'm not sure exactly. Ooh, that does sit nice. I have a nice flush cut now for my next piece for the other side, and hopefully the measurement doesn't interfere with this rod sticking out, this threaded rod. And if need be, I'm pretty sure that I'd be able to unbolt this. Ooh, it's turning. I might be able to unbolt it right now. Check it out. Hook me up. Yeah. It's a heck of a bolt. It's like it's 12 inches long and ½ inch thick, 9/16 thick, something like that. I won't throw it away. Never know. Even though it's an old-fashioned, it's a square cut nut and a square cut end on the bolt. But so far, this is coming off pretty easy. Nice. Wouldn't have expected that. Ooh, it's got a bend in it. It's okay. Still get it out, I hope. You know what? Before I pop that off, I'm going to grab a hammer and see if I can straighten that out so it comes out of there easier. I'm going to go get the little sledgehammer. So, maybe I'll just place this right there. Move that flat washer back. Put that nut square. See, did that work? I think a little bit. Let me see, one more time. Maybe a little harder. Hope I didn't take it too far. I don't know, maybe. I think that's better. It'll help get the bolt out because this is pretty thick. And if there's a bend, it'll get jammed up. Even though I can get it out with a long punch, but why do that? Just straighten the darn thing out and call it a day. See? Look at that. Come right out. That's long. Alright, that takes care of that silliness. Let's see if this will work. And I'm going to try to place it where it's comfortably out of the way so that tomorrow when we're welding it up, it's not in the way. I had it measured for around this area here, so the jack might have settled a little bit. Yeah, it did settle a little bit, which is good. That's fine. Going up. Sneak this in there. Yep. This way. Lower this down. Is it level? Absolutely. Now I know it's not level going from the left side to the right side. So, got to make that happen. It's getting there. If I have to, depending on that end down there, I might have to lower that end because it's important that the front of this is level. And it's got to go up a little bit more according to the 3-foot level. Right there. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Yeah, this is out of tweak a little bit. According to the level for this side, it would have to go down. So I'm going to spot check it down there and see what we got. Check it in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. It shows really good here. Okay. Take this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check that side again, a little further down. That end does have to go down a little bit, according to the left and right levelness. When I put the jack, I mean not the jack, but the level in the middle, it appears that this end here can go down just a touch, which then would help this side, would not happen to bring it so high to make the left and right level. So I'm going to, let's see, do this for this, like there. And I'm going to reposition the pole and see if I can get it to go down a little bit just by repositioning it so I don't have to try to cut it. Swing you around. Kind of hard to see. But there we go. Alright, let me see what I can see on the ground here. I'm going to try bringing it forward. Yeah, move that log forward. A few inches. Like that. I don't know if that'll help, but we will find out. Okay, it's back down. It's in the line, but I can go down just a smidgen more to get it dead on. That's my goal. Dead on. I'll try going the other way with the pole. I'm gonna try. Maybe. Maybe. That's it. That's dead center. According to both of the bubbles. I guess that worked there. Let me take a peek at that. That side still has to go up some. The right side has to go up some. Making sure there's no arc in it. And according to the level, in a 6-foot length, it has to go up about 7/16, maybe a little bit less, maybe ½ inch. But let me check this out. Put this over here. Wow, this shows being level, but I'm going to have to jack this side up. Yeah, I got to jack that side up so that I think that corner's got to go down if I remember right. So let me get this side where it needs to be. I think I should go and take care of that back corner and drop it some. Then level this up and see what happens. I think that should be my approach. Okay, I'm going to take a bottle jack to this section right here, and I'm going to grab the level and see where we're at. Alright, according to the level, that corner's got to go down. Yep, let me check up here. Make sure. Yep, same thing. It's got to go down. Alright, good. So, what do I got underneath there? What do I got? I got a ½ inch or a 5/8 piece of plywood. Let me get that bottle jack. Yeah, this will work. This way I can leave the floor jack where it's at. Hopefully I can do something with this. Hopefully. Well, can't do anything with it like that. Ooh, I know what. I can sneak it in over here maybe. Maybe. Oh boy! And knowing it's got to go lower, the jack won't let me if I do it like that. So I got to sneak it in here where it'll allow some space for me to actually lower the jack the height that I need. Okay, so gotta find something to put in that valley of that wheel based on what I'm doing in the front. I hope. Off the hope I go. Just want to get that plywood out of there and lower it down and see if that's enough or if it's too much. Alright, the jack is loose, so I know I'll be able to get it out of there. How do we look over here? By gosh, by golly, we're dead center. Let me check it over here. And by gosh, by golly, she's beautiful. Alright, so now that I got this to work with, it won't be as aggressive up in front. Hopefully. So, let me get this jack out of there. Like that. Enough. Move the wood. Okay. That part's out. And then at this point, the thing will be perfectly level all the way around. That's the goal. So, according to the level, it's got to come up some. And once I bring it up, hopefully, it will be what needs to be. Yeah, I had to move you. I didn't want to have my back towards you. No, I didn't want to. It's kind of tough. I don't have a camera dude or a dudette. Somebody. Anybody. Maybe. Alright, how much more? One little bit shot there. Okay, let me check that down there. Because this is level this way now. And this is level this way. On both counts. So I'm going to recheck that side, being that this side went up. I don't think it moved, but hey, you never know. Splendid. Both bubbles. Still dead on. Put that right there. Still beautiful. It's not as critical, but I'm making it critical just in case. I just want to make sure that it could be everything it needs to be and then some. So here's actually the gooseneck attachment. So looking forward to getting that all done up. Double check this here, make sure my level did not change, and it didn't. Now I'm going to take a measurement of what I can cut the log out as far as the sides. And let's see, I'm going to put the other one I think right here would be fine. Thinking 18 3/4. Let me verify. Just a smidgen less. Yeah, 18 3/4. It's not like I'm using a circular saw to cut it, but swing on over to that side. Let's see. 18 3/4. This is a pretty square cut. It could be a little more, might be a little uneven. 18 3/4. 18 3/4. You know, I think I would have missed that bolt based on its, where I measure it out to. It's on the south side of the hole. And I don't see anything else in the way. So, I'm going to put this up on something because I don't want to cut into the concrete. And that's why I had it set up on that pallet. Made it more comfortable to do it. Let's see here. I gotta put something behind this. I'm not looking to cut into the fence either. I do have a 2x4 here. Right here. And this way I can prop it away from the fence. Like that. And be comfortable in cutting it. Right, Kitty? Oh, here it is. The chief in charge is here. There she is. Miss Puss in Boots. Yeah, she's yawning. She's tired. She worked hard this morning trying to keep me in line. Right, Puss in Boots? She's coming over to say hello. Either that or she wants to get fed. One or the other. Which, whatever she wants, she gets. Right, Kitty? Yes, good Puss in Boots. There she goes. Yeah, that was a sign. She wants to get fed. I think I should go feed her. Because as soon as I crank up that chainsaw, she might take off. And I don't want her to take off like that scared. You know, if you all have pets, whether it's a dog or a cat, which I like both, cats are a little bit easier to take care of because they kind of take care of themselves to a point. But they're pretty much in charge. And whether you believe it or not, they're in charge. Yep, see? There she is. Right, Kitty? Come on, put the boots. Oh, you're saying go scratch? Oh, you got fleas? Come on, Kitty. Here she comes. Yeah, I knew it. I knew that's what she wanted. She wanted to get fed. It's about that time. I'm surprised she wasn't here sooner. She likes Meow Mix. Where is it? Where does it say Meow Mix? Joyce. Meow Mix. Yep. Yep, see? She's waiting. She's cleaning herself. Yep. Going up on chart. There she is. Close up. Well. Go ahead, kitty. Good with the boots. See? Now she'll be in here. And when I start the chainsaw, she won't take off scared. I don't want to scare her. I want her to eat. So, put you back on the stand. And I'm going to get to cutting. Yes, sir. That's right. Nice clean cut, hopefully. Get the hammer out of the way. Put the hammer down. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. Turn the old screen around. The reason why this Husqvarna, I like Husqvarna, I think they're one of the best chainsaws. I've used this a lot. I have bigger ones and even a smaller one. I have a total of 3 chainsaws. 2 of them are Husqvarnas and another one is Poland or something like that. It was given to me. And the reason why this thing starts so fast, and I have this chainsaw since 91, 92, a long time, and it's now 25, the year 25. And I recently replaced the carburetor, basically rebuilt that end of it. They're so cheap, inexpensive, those little carburetor kits you get with fuel lines and filters and so forth, that it was starting to give me a little bit of a running issue. So I just changed it out, and that's why it starts so easy. And I did the same thing to the Poland one, and all is well with it. I really, really like Husqvarna, and I have a good friend. Even though I haven't heard from him in a long time, I've tried reaching out to him. And that's what he's actually a logger, professional logger. And that's what he uses. David Sanko Jr. That's his name. There's a senior that does the same thing, but Junior's in it. So, let's see. Alrighty. And, once again, not being sponsored by Husqvarna either. Nope. Would be nice. But I don't think so. Let's see, will that work? I want to measure it. Just double check. See if it's a smidgen shorter. Nope, it's 18 3/4. Let's see. It's got its own little handle now. Yep. Alright. Let's see. I'm going to put this over here. Yep. Alright. I think it's going to fit there nicely. So I'm going to lift it up to make it easier to get it in there. Yep. Just going to try moving the pallet out of the way. Pallets. There's no weight on it. Let's see. Okay. That's moving it. Yes. Get it back here. Yeah. Right there. Yeehaw. Let's see. Lower it down. What do we got here? You know what? I'll get this board out. I'll have to take this one out of the way. Lower it back down. Let's see, the sunlight. It looks like it's perfect. Yep, that's really good right there. It's awesome. And I get to get all that stuff out of the way. This one is beauteous. And that one's beauteous. So, I'm going to double check that side again. And this side is beauteous. Right there. A reason why that I want to make sure that it's level going in both directions, because when you're setting up this section here for the gooseneck, obviously when I put the level to this and seeing it, just eyeballing it, this I-beam goes that way, goes forward. And it does. It has moved some, because I did level this out. So if I know that it's level, obviously going from left to right, this being left, that being right, and from front to back, then it'd be easier to make sure that once we go and weld this up, that we weld it up plumb. And as long as it's plumb on both of them, everything should match as we bring it all together. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab me a piece of metal and I'm going to put it on the bottom edge and prop that out to get a good idea there on its current position. There goes Puss in Boots. She's on the travel. Right, kitty? What is she eyeballing? Oh, she's eyeballing the neighbor's dog. Or dogs. I think they train them back there. I know the folks. They're nice people. They moved in, I think, maybe 2 years ago, I think they moved into that house behind me. Nice folks. Get along just fine with them. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to unclip this. And then watch that fall. Kick this metal in there. Now I gotta scoot this over. I don't want that to fall on me as I go and bend over to pick up the clamp. To clamp it. Clamp, clamp, clamp it. You clamp it. Alright, I don't think it's enough. Might be. Well, holy cow! What a guess! That's nearly perfect. I think like a 1/16 of an inch more in this 3-foot span would put it dead into the center of the two lines. That'll basically be a reminder that that's what it's going to take to plumb it up. I like it. Okay, so now I'm going to just get this stuff out of the way. Let's see, do I use my machine and come around, put a set of forks in it, lift it up and get it out of the way? Let's see, is she stable? Yeah, she's pretty solid. I even have a brace in the middle of the trailer because I wanted to make sure that based on level that there was no dip in it. If anything, I'd want a little bit of an arc coming up. So what I have here, and I even use the telephone pole, I think you can see. Let me unhook the cord. Maybe. Okay. Sorry for the disruption. But right there, I wanted to make sure that she had no droop. If anything, like I said, a crown up. I wonder if that changed over here as far as pressure. Oh no, she's still got great pressure on it. And I'm going to eyeball it and see if there's a crown or not. Or a dip. Dip-diddy-dip, dip, dip, dip. Yeah. I think maybe. Just maybe. Might have a slight one, but on the other side has none. Looks like it's straight. Meaning that the back half is being supported by the 6-inch C-channel that runs 2, 4, 6, 7 feet of it, of the back end of the trailer. There won't be any deflection because it's been reinforced. And the same concept in the front, going back 6 feet of the trailer, and that won't have any deflection. So to carry that point, we have to go from the end of where the I-beams are, from that beam, to where the axles are mounted over there, and put bracing underneath, so that will help with any, hopefully no deflection. That's the plan anyway. So let's see if that helps any. Let's see, maybe when the wheels go on there, but it's got a very little dip, very, very little. Maybe like if I ran a string across it, 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch. So I think where it's at, it's good. Still got pressure on that. So what I might do is put, Kitty, here you are, put the boots. Put your boots. I might put this stand. Take it up one notch. I think I can. I think I will. Yeah, there is a lot of weight here. You got the beams, and you got the axle weight, springs. Yep, so here we go. Let's see, what do we got? Let me double check this. Still remains beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah, there we go. That spot right there, it's got to be that weight. So I just got to make sure that I take care of that. And even if I go back to this beam here, to carry from here to here, and then go forward. And I plan on using the 3-inch C-channel that I have. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. Let's see. So now I'm ready for later, for tomorrow morning. I'm going to get those pallets out of the way. I'm going to come around with my machine with the forks, snatch those up, get them out of there, and we got a clear path to work. I don't want anything underneath her feet. I don't need any issues. I want to make sure she works out really nice. And I believe it will. So I'm going to set you up, and I'm going to come around with the machine and get those things out of there. Yes, I is. Here she is. Yep, she's on the move. I think she's going to go to the carpet. And she's going to take her nap. So is it going to be the red carpet? Yes, it is. There she goes. She's sitting on the red carpet. She's being treated like royalty. Yep, see, she's at it. Yep, hello there, Miss Kitty. She's going to take a nap. She worked hard. Okay, so the thing I wanted to mention that you can put a comment in, I have a set of hinges for the early 70s, say from, I imagine 71, definitely to 75, because I got these hood hinges off of a 1975 Cadillac Eldorado. And from what I was told, and keep in mind, I was told this, that a set of used hinges for that car are advertised or selling for $900. He has seen them for as much as $900. They do work. I've been actually spraying them from time to time. I know they get wet, but they're real solid hood hinges, and I'd be willing to part with them for $500 for the set. And I think based on what I was told and even seen, there's a $400 savings. But if anybody's interested, they are for a Cadillac Eldorado. And I know that's where they came off of because I took them off there myself. So, back to work. I'm going to go grab the machine, take the hoist off, and put the forks on. So I'm going to put you back in. Okay, well, they're out of there. Then later on, I'll sweep up this little mess so none of these little welding rod pieces end up in a tire or anything. Okay, so this is ready. I'm digging it. Now I'm going to go to the back and finish welding up, cutting up, and do what has to be done to accommodate all the wood I have to put in. Yeah, that's right. I yarned it. My setting, ooh, is that it is. It's a little piece of a welding rod in the ground. You gotta find this stuff. I will take my magnet to this back here. I don't want to get a flat tire. This would be kind of tough to get into the machine. It's only probably 7/8 of an inch long, and with the knobbies that are on there, I really think it would have a hard time, but not taking that chance. Earlier, I used this device right here, this particular tool, and it is a real tool. This end, it's got a hook on it, and as you can see, this piece right here, hook, a wedge, whatever, and this is actually comes from Proctor Products Company Incorporated, and out of Washington. This is actually called a PV, P-E-E-V-E-E, and this is used up north mostly for wood construction or anywhere that when you're building a house or even a commercial building, and if the walls are wood and not concrete block, you would really at times need this. And I've used this so many times, and you wouldn't believe just what you can actually move with this device. You would stab this in into the floor plate of a wall. The wall can be 20 feet long, 30 feet long, it didn't matter. And whether you had to move it in or pull it from one way or the other, you would take the hammer and hit this enough on, say, most walls up there were 2x6 exterior walls, and you would pound that into it. And then you would do the same thing at an angle, hit this end in, and then all you had to do was pull this lever, basically this arm, and it would move the whole wall. And even if you had to move the whole wall, say, an inch, and it was 30 foot long, and it had to go in one direction however long, you could slide that 30-foot wall with this. This thing is definitely an incredible tool. But I ended up needing the device, and I thought of it when I was trying to pry this down so that I can maintain 1 3/4 from the top of this angle iron to the top of the 6-inch C channel. So all I did was do that, and I did this, and see, I got all the flex that I want, and I can move it just as I need. So it worked out quite well. So I want to make sure that I have 1 3/4 here before I finish welding it, and then go back to stitch welding this piece up because it needs to be done. And then I will cut another piece here for this to go across. I'll have to either remove this 5-inch. It's not 4-inch. Is it 4-inch? Could be 4-inch. I don't know. Let me get the tape measure. Now we're 1/8 inch off. I think I'll get a C-clamp so I can hold that better, because that clamp's not working out very well and I can't squeeze it any tighter. Yep. Alright, just a tiny. I think I gotta lower the temperature, the amperage just a little. Okay. That's definitely better. Yep, go in, hit it a little bit, back off. And just before the cherry part is fading out, hit it again. Yep, I like that. So, I'm going to do this piece right here. I'm going to turn off the welder. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut it and go and place that in. And once that one is in, I'm going to do the opposite side. So instead of boring you with all that silliness, I'm going to put you on hold and I'll be right back.